Hi, everyone. This is Raquel.
Hi, and this is Jennifer.
Welcome to Madness Cafe.
This is a feminist podcast where we talk about women's issues, politics, and health and wellness.
And where those issues intersect. There's so much more.
What are you saying? There's so much more?
There's so much more. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Madness Cafe. Oh, it's another installment.
I had to start recording because Raquel was like talking about the book and giving away all the good stuff. So I was like, let's get on the recording.
So y'all, it's time for another installment of our banned book series. And we're talking about this book.
I don't have mine. I forgot. Okay. I left it at home.
Just pretend. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jesse Andrews. Well, okay, let me start with the one positive.
Are you going to tell about the book first?
Huh?
Are you going to do the intro of the book first?
Should we not?
Yeah, usually you tell about the book.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You're like diving in.
Just jumping in there, people. I got opinions and they're strong. Okay, so this book, and it was made into a movie. Like, I remember when the movie came out. I never saw it. I don't know if any of y'all saw it.
I haven't seen it.
But
and I'm not planning on either. Although I heard it was good.
Fuck all that. I'm not watching this fucking movie. Anywho. So basically what the book is about is this kid, Greg. He's in high school. I think he's a senior, right? Senior in high school.
Yeah.
And he finds out from his mom that this girl that he had been friends with, sort of, is very, very sick with leukemia and she's dying. And so his mom is like, you need to go and be a friend to her and make her laugh, like spend some time with her, be a good kid, go be with your friend, right, who's dying. And his buddy Earl somehow gets brought into the equation as well. So Earl becomes
invited himself into the equation.
Yes.
I feel like Earl was like, hey, who's this girl? I want to go hang out too.
Yeah, and I have feelings about all of it. But anyway, so this book was several reasons why this book was banned. None of the reason, granted, y'all know I'm not about banning books, but the things that it was banned for, it's bullshit. Like, oh, it's sexually explicit and it talks about pornography.
No one even has sex in it.
It's a teenage boy. Of course he's being crude and telling dick jokes and fart jokes, and he's talking about girls in a totally just objectifying manner. I mean,
yeah, he talks about their boobs a lot. He's like looking at their boobs. And I actually kind of got tired of reading about that. I feel like we've read a lot of books this year in that teenage male genre area, and I'm kind of sick.
And that was not on purpose.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. I just feel like we have, and I'm like kind of sick of that perspective.
Girl, I'm so sick of that perspective, and I did not even think that through when I made the list of books for this year for our series.
I want to know, was he it says the book takes the mind of a teenage boy. I want to know, are teenage boys actually really like this, or is this an adult perspective of a teenage boy and it's exaggerated?
I think some are, but what do I know? I'm not a teenage boy. I've never been a teenage boy.
Me neither. But like most of the teenage boys that I knew, I mean, who knows what was going on in their head, right? I don't know. Right. But most of them were too shy to barely utter a word that I knew.
Right. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure I knew some who were crude as fuck, just like this kid. I mean, I'm almost sure. Like yes, I think this was exaggerated to some extent, but I also think there's a level of I don't know, maybe truth to it.
This is maybe why this is just, I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of the objectification that seems to start very young with boys towards women. He did like talk about girls' bodies nonstop. boobs, the
non
attractive girl, the
stop.
most best looking girl, the one he'd want to be with. He didn't really want to be with Rachel because he didn't find her to be that attractive.
Right. And for everybody who hasn't read the book, okay, A, please don't waste your time. B, Rachel is the dying girl in the title. Like,
Yeah.
she isn't even referred to by name.
Well, don't you think the book is meant to be humorous? It's kind of a
It's
comedy.
it's meant to be.
That's what I'm saying. And I
I
did
did not find shit in it hilarious.
neither did I, but I did read a couple book reviews, one in particular where the person thought it was a very funny book. The
Uh-huh.
review was a man, of course. Of course, he probably thought it was funny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
Okay.
reminds me of locker room humor,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All the things that me as a young girl would be aghast to know that boys were saying or
Mm-hmm,
thinking that would
mm-hmm.
actually just really hurt me.
Yeah,
This is really
yeah,
hard for me to admit because as a teenage girl, I would have been like, ha ha ha, I can take that. It's no big deal. But now that I'm an adult and I'm getting more in touch with my feelings, that shit hurt me. It hurt
yeah,
me that I was objectified like that.
yeah,
It hurt.
yeah. I honestly, as a teenager, I never thought that anybody was objectifying me. Like, I literally honestly didn't even
Oh,
think
girl, they were.
that I was I honestly didn't even think anybody was thinking of me
You're a
in any
woman, you
way.
were a young girl. They were looking at your boobs and everything
Well,
else, and they were objectifying you as
well,
well.
yeah, yeah. But it just I don't know, it just never occurred to me when I was a teenager. Okay, I just want to say, so you brought up the reviews because and I was like, "Oh Lord, let me go check out some reviews on this book." And what I found was the reviews are stark. People either love
Yep.
it or
Yep.
they fucking hate it.
Yep.
There's no middle ground, none. And there was one, the first one that I saw that came up when I did the search, and it's a guy who wrote this, and it says it was about a year ago. And I was like, yeah, I totally get this. And the guy, I was just like, yes, I feel seen. So the guy, he gave it 1 star, and he wrote, I could not stand this book. There were multiple times when I wanted to just put it down. Oh my God. He goes, I understand this was written from a teenage boy's point of view, but Jesus Christ, it was awful. Not only does the main character, Greg, have no empathy or even a single thought about anything besides himself, he is a very unlikable character. The only time he recognized the girl dying of cancer as a person and not a burden or a chore is when she is hours away from dying, and even then he finds ways to insult her. Oh, and then this is the part. Oh, this is the part that I was like, yes, this is what I have said about a couple of the other books that we've read. But he goes on and he talks about Earl. He says, the book also is just blatantly racist. Earl, Greg's best friend, was written in such a gross way I almost couldn't believe it. His dialogue was written to sound like he was saying it and made no sense at any point. No human speaks like that unless they are a caricature written by a white person.
I
Yes.
I wondered if you were gonna, as I was reading those parts of the book, I was
Oh,
like, oh, Raquel is probably pissed about this dialogue.
I was so fucking pissed.
This was one of the worst ones we've read.
So bad.
I still really want to know what you think of Push because when I read Push, I know I
Mhm.
brought this up before.
Yeah.
When I read Push, I thought her language arc was incredible
Mhm.
because it started out very similar to the language in this book, but
Mhm.
as she got educated, as they pulled her out of that family and all
Uh-huh.
that trauma, and she learned to read because she couldn't even read in the beginning,
Yeah.
her language changed
Okay.
over
Okay.
time.
Well, Push was written by a black woman though, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I hate to say it, but that's part of it.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it for me. I think I
No,
still
why do
and
you
I
hate to
haven't
say it? They just
well, yeah.
this is
Um
real.
yeah, and I honestly yeah, and I do think that maybe even reading Push, like, maybe there would be part of me that's like, oh, this hurts. Ow, oh,
It does
stop it."
hurt. It hurt me
But
to read it.
but I think knowing that it was written by a black woman and it and from the point of view of having heard people herself, actually hearing people speak in that way, and treating that as like a maybe like like writing down a recording, like transcribing
Yeah.
what someone says, as opposed to
From actual
someone,
experience.
yeah, as opposed to some white dude just, caricaturing what a poor black person what he thinks a poor black person sounds like. Like, this is just bullshit. There are plenty of poor black people who don't fucking sound like this. Like, it pissed me off, and the writing is shit. I don't
Okay.
like it. I don't find it creative. I think it's self-indulgent. I think it's shit. It's not funny. I didn't like one shit ass thing about it, and
So you
I
so so
did
you
not like it.
so you think it should be banned?
Nope. That is the one thing that's what I was going to start with. That's what I was going to start with. The one good thing about this book is that we have freedom of speech, at least for now, and I will defend this stupid
Dribble.
dribble based on that. Like, okay, he's got the right to write stupid bullshit. Okay,
Raquel is
good for
on
you.
fire. Woo! Raquel is on fire.
Yeah, I didn't like the main character. I didn't like the way Earl was written. I didn't way the way Earl's family was
How
written.
did you like the way he wrote Rachel with her laugh always being like,
I hated that.
yeah.
I hated the fact that Rachel was literally just like a fucking afterthought.
Oh yeah. But
I
he even
hate
said
the
that.
way he
But
talked
he
about
even
his
said that.
mother.
But he even said that in
That's true.
his writing. Remember,
Yeah, yeah.
he and Earl, Greg and Earl, spent the whole book like trying to make this movie about Rachel. And he even said, I think this was his character development. His
Yeah.
character was like, he was watching the movie and he was like, oh, this is crap. This isn't even about Rachel. This is about us. So
So that was maybe the one
he did have that moment of
clarity,
self-awareness that
self-realization.
I am kind of a selfish young white American kid here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I didn't like the way he talked about his mom. I
Did
didn't
you
like the way he
hate
talked to his mom.
did
I
you
didn't like
did
any
you
of it.
hate the book just because you hated the characters, or did you just hate the book?
Wow, that's an interesting question.
It is, because I hear and you talk about this character and I'm like, yeah, she hates the character.
Yeah, no. I hated both.
Maybe that's a well-written character then.
I hated the character for sure. I also hate the way this book was written. I really and like I read some reviews where they're like, "Oh, this was so creative," where there's parts of it where it's written in bullet point, and there's parts of it where it's written like to look like a play. There's nothing creative about that. That was just this is the easiest way for some. Sorry, Jesse Andrews, I don't know you personally. I mean, you may be a lovely human being, but this is schlock. Okay, I'm sorry. This does not, and maybe Jesse Andrews wasn't going into it going, I'm going to write the great American novel. Well, Jesse, I can tell you right now, you did not write the great American novel. I did not like it. I don't like the way it was written. I don't like the characters. I don't like any of it. There was nothing in this that I found to be redeeming at all. I don't like the way Greg talked to and about his mother. I don't like the way he talked to and about his dad. Like all of it is
I think
just,
maybe Jesse wrote a
like
good
it.
I think maybe Jesse wrote a good character because you're like furious about him.
I'm not. I'm sorry, Jesse Andrews, honey. I'm sorry. I can't give you that credit. I think you lucked out in that I'm having these strong reactions to this book because I just personally happen to have lots of big reactions. So you just got lucky. But
they made a movie about it.
Girl, they make movies about all kinds of shit that they shouldn't.
So that's true. Jesse Andrews also wrote the screenplay for the Pixar film Luca. Have you seen Luca?
Which one was Luca?
They're like little sea creature people.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that. I don't remember much about it.
It
Yeah,
was okay.
it's fine.
It was
I
like
mean,
good. It was Pixar. It's not my favorite genre of movie, but I thought, okay, it's okay. I thought it's interesting that he did the screenplay for that. He's
mhm.
obviously a writer that people follow his work. They follow it enough that he got banned.
Well, yeah, yeah, but honestly,
And the reason,
I think people who are into banning books just sit around all day, like, hunting
okay,
for shit to ban.
but I will say this though. Most of the books that we have read
Mhm.
that were banned for most of them said it was sexual content. But
Yeah.
when we really look at it, there was some kind of political or social issue or reason it was banned. This book doesn't seem to me to have that redeeming quality. Like what
Mhm.
not that those book I said that wrong because not that those books needed to have that redeeming quality, but like remember when we read Mouse and they
Oh,
said
yeah.
it was sexually explicit and there was like one scene where you saw a mouse in a bathtub and nothing else,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Or it was the depiction of his mom
Yeah.
when she
She
killed
was in
herself and she was in the
in
bathtub.
the bathtub, yeah,
Yeah,
and that book wasn't banned because of the reason it said it was banned,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And many of the books that we read.
yeah,
This book, however,
yes.
it is the sexual content and the crude depiction of women
Mhm.
or girls and women. The
Yeah.
reason it's been banned actually seems to kind of hold water because there is no what other issue is there in the book? What's the to have a friend who's dying? To talk
Yeah, like,
about death and dying?
yeah, and he didn't really even talk about death and dying that much.
Not until the end when he
Yeah.
said this was one thing that I did think was redeeming of the book.
Mhm.
Because he is this self-centered jackass kind of kid. It was an
Mhm.
easy read, right? It
Oh,
wasn't
oh,
super
yeah,
hard to read.
yeah, this was not taxing on my, intellectual ability at
So he
all.
was this kind of self-centered kid. His whole goal in life was to graduate without anybody noticing him, to
Right.
quickly like slip by. I do think there are people that feel like that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that being said, in the end, when Rachel died, and I
Mhm.
don't have my book, usually I have it so
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
flip to the page and tell you. I don't know
yeah.
what the page is, but there was a point where he said, there's a difference between intellectually knowing someone's gonna die
Right.
and then having someone die.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
also have felt that myself. Like the whole time
Mhm.
my mom was dying, it was
Yeah,
like, oh, my mom's dying. Oh, I wish my mom would die. Oh, my mom has Alzheimer's. Is she gonna die? And then when she died, it was like,
yeah,
oh, my mom died.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's definitely a different I think a teenage boy to know someone who has that they're somewhat close to, not that
Mhm.
he even admitted that he really didn't know Rachel.
Not at all.
He's like, he didn't even know her. He just went
Not at
over
all.
and made jokes and tried to make her
And
laugh
his
and
jokes were crap. I hated his
but she
jokes.
liked him. She laughed.
Oh, poor Rachel. Poor
Yeah.
Rachel. Lord, that poor child. There was not as much underlining in this book, like, "Oh,
No,
great sentence," or any yeah, I mean, I did underline some shit, but it was, stuff like
hate this.
I did. There's 2 parts.
Okay. This is a funny read
Oh,
for
oh, yeah. So, on page 196
you. Oh,
he
Raquel.
writes he writes, "If this were a normal book about a girl with leukemia, I would probably talk a shitload about all the meaningful things Rachel had to say as she got sicker and sicker." And then I wrote on the in the margin, "And it would be a better book." And then and then at the very end of the book, or almost at the end, on page 2 good god, maybe I need my glass, 283, and this is after Rachel had died, and his mom, they had just left the hospital, and his mom took him to get some ice cream, trying to, like, provide some solace, right?
Right, right.
And he talks about the ice cream, and he says it tasted okay, and then he writes, "That's when I knew I was going to make it." And I wrote, "Oh my god!" with, like, exclamation points, and I wrote, fucking narcissist.
Yeah, of course you're gonna make it. You weren't the one dying with
Right,
leukemia.
exactly. And of course you're gonna make it. You didn't really even give a flying fuck about this girl. Of course you're gonna make it.
Well, that really is the interesting thing of the whole book is he really didn't care about the girl.
At all. At all.
And not much about his friend Earl either.
Not at all.
Like they hang out, they do stuff, they make films, but they don't really have a relationship.
At all. And I don't know, maybe that's what teenage boys are like. I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, that I guess that okay, so you've had your beef. Now let me
Okay,
have
yeah,
my
I'm
beef.
sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can
No, my
tell me to
beef.
step back.
No, my beef with the book is the relationships were stupid. Like they didn't
Yes.
like okay. Number one, I got bored while I was reading the book. I was about a quarter way through the book and I was like, another book about a teenage boy who is self-obsessed and wants to talk about teenage girl body parts. I'm
Mhm.
so sick of it. I'm so
Mhm.
sick of it every day in our culture. I'm so sick of it in books. I'm so sick of it on TV, on sitcoms. Boys, men, could you fucking evolve already? Like I just
Yeah.
don't I'm so sick of it.
Mhm.
So sick of it. I just don't even I don't want to have that conversation anymore. And
Yeah.
so so there's that.
Mhm.
And the second part was the relationships. Like these supposedly great authors that we've been reading, young men, I don't know, 20s, 30s, writing these novels. There's no depth to these relationships.
At all.
Is this what their relationships are like? Is this what patriarchy has done to men? Is this what they think a
Maybe.
fantastic
Or
novel is about?
yeah,
Like,
maybe.
because when you read Push, Raquel,
Uh-huh.
you're gonna be blown away because her relationships are horrible because she is raised by this horrific family,
Mhm.
but the relationship has this depth and this angst and this despair and then she meets teachers who like try to help pull her out of that.
Mhm.
And she goes through her own evolution of character growth. And I just don't think we're seeing this in these young adult novels for young men. And I'm sick
Mm-mm.
of reading novels for young men because oh, remember that book that we read, Boy Mom,
Yes.
way back
Yes.
when? And the
Yeah.
author
Yeah.
said that there were no good books for her boys.
Yep.
She said that in the book. She said, there's no depth of characters for my boys to read about.
Mhm.
Now I see that this continues and I just put this together, but this continues into the young adult. We've read a lot of young adult literature this year.
Mhm. Mhm.
What was the one we read about poetry written by the woman? You're much better with your
Shit, I can't think of it. I'm looking at my bookcase to see if I can see it up here.
it's a red cover.
It's not Monday's Not Coming. It's
No, but Monday's Not Coming was such a better book.
oh god, so good. I
What is
can't
that book called?
I can't find it. Hold on, let me see if I can look through because I keep a list of like all the books that we've read.
Of
Uh
course. I am trying to think of the name of that book. It was the main character was a Latina girl.
I think Poet X, the Poet
Yeah,
X.
the Poet X.
That was
Okay.
so good.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. The depth of character development
Mhm.
and the relationships, her relationship with mom over religion and
Mhm. And the
um
relationship, even the relationship with her boyfriend, the relationship with her
yes.
brother and her best friend. Like, my God, those were
Yes,
so well
that's what
written.
I'm talking about. I think this is just and I'm not gonna say that there are no men writers of depth. There are many
Oh,
men
yeah, yeah.
writers of depth.
Of course,
But
absolutely.
this young adult literature that we took on this year, the male writers versus the female writers. I am just seeing such a depth come from women that
Mhm.
I'm not seeing. I can't even think of one. Well, I guess Mouse was one that was well
Well,
written by a man.
and All Boys Aren't Blue.
Oh, yep, that
That
one was
was
good.
really, really well written.
Yep, that one was too.
And that author, although that was a memoir of sorts, that author
Had depth of character.
has, I mean, is amazing in their ability to flesh out a story and to actually showcase a person in a full and developed way, whereas
It's just the last
yeah,
four. I think the
yeah,
last four that we've gone through have been all similar type stories with
yeah.
similar age boys with similar type angst. And it's quite frankly, I'm bored with it. I'm
Well,
just
it's a
like,
good thing that we're coming to the end of the year. We're almost done with this series of
I'm just like,
banned books.
I don't want to read another young adult book about a boy in school who wants to talk about girls' boobs.
Yeah, yeah,
I just
yeah.
I just don't want to read that anymore. What's our next one?
The next one is, oh please, let me look at my calendar and I can tell you for sure. Do do do.
Please tell me it's not another one about a young boy in high school.
I don't think it is. I think we're good. Our next one is Almost Perfect. Yeah, that's our next banned
Written,
book. Oh,
written.
wait, is that part of the banned book series? Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's our next one.
Who's it written by?
That is by, hold on,
I'm
where'd it
really
go?
putting you on the spot here.
I know, right? That's okay. It is written by, it's not on here, but let me
Let
look it up.
me see. I could do it. I could do it. I could look it up.
Almost Perfect book.
Yeah, I keep.
Okay, it is written by Brian Catcher.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Oh, this one might be tough too. The book follows Logan, a high school senior who, after
Oh
discovering his
no.
girlfriend cheated on him with
Oh
friends
no.
student. Oh hell, that one
Oh.
might be tough too. But
Oh
maybe
no.
not. Maybe not. Maybe Brian Catcher is a
More
writer
interesting writer.
that we like better than this particular book by Jesse Andrews. And so, okay, I'm going to say the unpopular thing out loud. Part of me wonders with this book and maybe a couple of the other books that we have had issues with or just didn't like, I wonder if it's maybe a situation of mediocre white men being uplifted and perhaps given book deals when maybe they should not have.
Um, yes. I
Yeah.
think I think I think that's probably true. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It is I am really excited that I'm really glad that we
Mm-hmm.
read this series of books so we could have this perspective.
Ah,
Most of
yes.
them were young adult readers this year.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, we're moving on to adult feminist literature.
Mm-hmm.
Really excited about reading Vagina Monologues. I've always wanted to
Yeah.
read it.
Have you not read that before?
I haven't, no.
I've read it a number of times and I've also seen the play a number of times.
Yeah, see, I haven't, which is like wild.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited about the change in genre, still banned books,
Mm-hmm.
but focusing on a different audience.
Yeah.
I feel like it is not only the growth of our podcast,
Mm-hmm.
it is the growth that society kind of takes from this younger adult literature and moves forward. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's the growth into actual feminist literature, which I
Mm-hmm.
think will be pretty cool for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. I like young adult literature, but I think we've read so much of it this year. I just am
Yeah.
getting a little bored with it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Same. Um,
Although when we just talked about those other two books, like Monday's Not Coming
mhm.
and what was the other one?
The Poet X.
Oh my God, The Poet X was I could rank that as one of my favorite all-time books.
That was really good.
That was an exceptional book.
That was so good. So, so,
So
so good.
so I don't know, if they were all like that, I might not be bored with them at this point.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes, there is a lot to be said for the fact that mediocre white men have gained access to a lot of things.
Mhm.
I even think about the one we read, what was that book called? It was on the Indian reservation.
Oh, The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian? That one?
Yeah, I'm sorry, on the Native American reservation. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, by
And
Sherman Alexie.
yeah, where he got into some political trouble himself. And
Mhm.
I think that's the point where we decided we were going to read women's literature
Mhm.
after that, where
Yeah.
we're like, okay, we still want to learn about Native Americans. We don't know a whole lot, but why do we have to listen to the male voices? There's
Exactly.
so many female voices out there. I think
Yeah.
that was a turning point for us
Yeah.
about which voices we want to uplift and listen to.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm just tired of these mediocre books.
Yeah.
They're not horrible. They probably would hold the attention of a teenage boy, but back to Boy Mom, Ruth
Ruth Whitman.
Ruth Whitman, like, she has a valid point. Where are the interesting books for her boys to read?
But see, I wonder though, and this didn't occur to me at the time, but I wonder if maybe she had gone and looked at, like, independent publishing houses,
I d
if she would have found, and I mean, I could say the same thing for me when I made this list. I could have gone to independent publishing houses and chosen their books, blah, blah, blah. And okay, that's part of our growth arc.
growth, yeah.
Growth. We're all learning. So I wonder if independent publishing houses that that have the
A bigger scope of voices.
that have a bigger scope of voices, that have the ability to focus on authors that are not being uplifted by the bigger publishing houses. If maybe they have, a library of pieces that are, maybe still centering young adult or young boys, like teenage boys, but are better written and or have better character development.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, when Ruth wrote that book, her children were like 3 and 4 years old. She was
Right.
looking at children's literature,
Mhm.
and she was saying that most of the things that she found
Mhm.
were war, like boys
Yeah,
fighting.
like boys fighting and,
Yeah.
cops
You
and
know,
robbers
because we're
and
not talking about the young adult and the depth of character and that, but
no.
she was searching for relationships. Remember, she
Yeah,
said
mhm.
there were no relationships in the books. The boys didn't have deep friendships like the girls' books have.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it is interesting. It just is interesting to think of these two things together.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean they're correlated.
No, not at all.
It is just interesting to think. It's just interesting. That's all.
Mhm, mhm,
And I think that patriarchy has done a huge service to men, no doubt.
mhm.
But I'm tired of reading their damn books.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just tired of reading their
yeah,
damn books. I want
yeah,
to,
and specifically, I'm tired of reading books by white men.
yeah,
I'm just so tired of it.
yeah. So I don't think we have a single white man on our list for next year.
Mm-mm,
We
mm-mm, and
have,
I think, and when I was making the list for next year, that was in the front of my mind that I wanted to pick books written by women and or books that centered women characters.
yes,
And so that was definitely at the front of my mind for picking the books for next year. I think when I was making the list for this year, I was more in the mindset of y- find the banned books and then also find the books that I thought would be interesting. And I mean, when I put Me and Earl and the Dying Girl on the list, I didn't know shit about the book other than it had been banned and that there had been a movie
Right.
made from the book. I hadn't seen the movie. I don't know shit about it. I don't know anything about it. I just vaguely remember seeing, ads for it however many years ago when it was made. But that's it.
You're right. But why is his voice so elevated?
Because he's a white man and because of patriarchy and because of white supremacy.
Fair enough.
Just put a nice little bow on that.
No, I think it's true. I think that through the evolution of our book club, way back from the beginning, your book club, do better, know better, know better, do better.
Know better, do better.
Know better, do better. That my God, we've learned so much. We've even learned the ways that we sort of got hoodwinked last year ourselves into mostly amplifying white male voices.
Yeah.
And now we're like, oh, if we don't want to do that, we have to dig deeper. We have to pay more attention, look closer, dig and find the books we want to read.
Yeah. And I wonder, I think this is a good lesson, yes, for us, for sure. But I think maybe it's a good lesson for our listeners and just for people in general too, that like if you don't like if I had just read all these books on my own without talking to you about them and without bringing them to the podcast, I literally would have just walked away possibly with just thinking, I didn't like this one. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know that I would have come specifically to the conclusion that, wow, as a reader who is interested in growing and amplifying certain voices, I have to make specific choices in what I read. And I don't know that I would have gotten there just reading in a vacuum, just reading by myself. And I think that also points to what we've talked about literally from the beginning, that community matters.
It does matter.
And talking about these things matters. The fact that we have the freedom and the ability to talk about stuff that we like, that we don't like, that we're indifferent to in an open, vulnerable, maybe sometimes kind of mouthy way. I'm pointing at myself, people. I know I've been really mouthy this episode. I know, but the fact that we have that freedom, holy shit, so fucking huge. That's why I said I fully defend Jesse Andrews' right to write this shit, but
and anybody's right to read it.
And anybody's right to read it, but I also have the right to say I didn't care for it. And it will not be on my favorite book list for any year, ever, ever. Amen.
No, and I also think, would we have come to this conclusion if we hadn't read 4 very similar books in a row? It was like,
maybe
boom,
not.
boom,
maybe
boom,
not.
boom. It was
maybe
like,
not.
oh, this repeats itself quite often.
It's a formula. It's a formula. And I wonder, God, I would love it if we could get a publicist on who will really, or an editor who will really actually like talk to us openly about this shit. Like, I wonder if publishing houses go, we've got this formula. Let's get some books.
Yes, they do. Look at the top of that book. I remember on the right-hand corner on the top of that book, what does it say? It talks about another book that is almost identical.
Yep.
Yes, it does. What does it say?
It says, though this novel begs comparisons to John Green's The Fault in Our Stars, it stands on its own in inventiveness, humor, and heart. Okay, Kirkus reviews, y'all suck, first off, because that's bullshit. John Green's The Fault in Our Stars was a really good book. I like that book. I have read it. It was really good. John Green is a really, really good writer. Okay.
Okay,
And this drivel, I'm sorry, this is not invented. There is no heart. There is no humor.
well, I think that's the thing of this book is I don't think he was trying to say there was heart. I think his character is a very unlikable character. He's a very self-centered, narcissistic young man who might frankly be a representation of, I don't want to say your average high school boy. I hope they're not all like that,
God, I
but maybe
hope not.
but
Jesus.
maybe they are. Maybe this is a good depiction.
Oh,
In
Lord.
which
Well,
case,
then maybe people should read the book as a cautionary tale. Like if you have sons and they're young enough that you can still get to them and prevent them from becoming this kid. Please, Jesus, please get to your male children quick and make sure they don't become that kid. Gah!
mean, look at the way we're raising young men.
I know.
I, I subbed for a very brief period of time,
Mhm,
and those little boys were so sweet. They were so sweet and so loving of their mamas. And
mhm.
there's something that happens.
Something happens,
There's
and then
some,
they just turn and they become little
we culturize them. It's
cretins.
in our media, it's in the locker room talk, I'm sorry to say this, it's in the football culture. The
Mhm.
football culture reminds
It
me of
is.
what we have going on in politics.
Mhm.
The back
Mhm.
and forth, the back and forth. It's I'm on the red team, I'm on the blue team, my team's gonna beat yours. And in the locker room, we're gonna be boys and we're gonna slap each other on the ass, but don't be gay and like girls with big titties, because that's really important. And don't care what they have to think, just what they look like. And
Mhm.
cheerleaders are athletes, but let's forget that and just look at their legs. And
Yeah,
it's our culture, man. It's our culture. And
it's a lot.
we do something to boys. And Ruth, who wrote Boy Mom, was not wrong about that.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. You're right. And I don't know what, and I think maybe this was part of Ruth's book as well, is I don't know how we change that. That
No,
is a
no,
big fucking question.
no, remember remember how many people she interviewed and all the places she went trying to
Yeah,
find some solution to
yeah,
help her boys? And
yeah.
she found nothing.
Yeah, and if she can't find it, just looking for something for her boy, just two little boys or three little boys, just
She
that's for
had
them.
those little
But
sweet boys and she
right,
wanted to protect that.
right. But if we can't even find a solution for one family, how in the oh
No.
God, how are we? Oh God, it's so
And
depressing.
then the opposite side of that is just me saying, the way that Greg in Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl talked about Rachel hurt me
Hmm.
because that's how I was talked about, or I'm assuming that's how I was talked about. That kind of stuff I would have never admitted to in high school that hurt me, but it actually fucking freaking hurt my feelings. More than
Yeah.
that, it hurt me deeply. It hurt me as a human.
Hmm.
It dehumanized me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and and I can't speak for everyone. I have never really truly acknowledged that hurt.
Hmm.
Never really said to the men in my life that that behavior really hurts me.
Hmm.
And maybe
Yeah.
that's part of, because we're taught to just be, oh, it's okay. They don't mean anything by it. They
Hmm.
like you. When they're mean to you, they like you. And
When a boy pulls your hair, that means he likes you. No,
yeah,
that's
let's just,
not what that means. Love is not supposed to hurt.
no, it's not. And
Well, but even the way, even the mom, like
yeah,
both of the moms in the book are written so just, I mean, they're
they're
completely vapid.
no, they're like shadows of characters.
Yeah,
There's no depth and
there's
soul to
no
them.
depth to them. They're caricatures
Yes.
of mothers,
Yeah.
of women.
Yes.
Rachel is a caricature of a high school girl
Okay,
who happens
but
to be sick.
here is it. Is that how men view women? Do they only see us
I
in
think some do.
they only see us in caricature form?
Yeah, I think some do. Absolutely.
That's it. That's it. They don't see the mother as more than that annoying person who makes you do stuff.
Okay, then okay, here, because I wonder if we're maybe attributing too much to Jesse Andrews and
Oh
maybe
yeah.
his thinking, but
Oh
so
yeah.
so
He didn't
here's
think that out. But
right. So here's what I'm thinking is if Jesse Andrews wrote this book with that thought in his head,
he did not.
couldn't he have written the book in such a way that still staying true to Greg's voice, that he could have made that clear, that because a novel doesn't have to be 100% in the voice of the main character. Writers write novels all the time where they come out of the main character's voice and set a scene or
Narrate.
talk about, yes, they actually narrate the book.
Yeah.
And Jesse Andrews could have done that if he was trying to
See,
portray
I
little
don't think,
boys
no,
having caricaturized views of women.
no, I don't think that Jesse Andrews
Mhm.
is that talented of a writer that he was
Yeah,
able
he
to
really is
write.
not.
I
Sorry, Jesse.
think that Jesse Andrews, and I could be wrong, I don't know you, Jesse. This is just after reading your book. These are my thoughts.
Yes.
I think that Jesse Andrews' view of women is
Caricatured.
caricatured. Thank you. I was trying to figure out how the hell to say that word. Caricatured. I think that shows the depth of him, not the depth of
Or
the
the lack
character.
thereof. Sorry,
Well,
Jesse.
it shows his depth is not very deep.
There you go.
And
There you go.
also, that is the mediocre white male, right?
Yeah.
Most of them, there isn't this, these guys that we work with that are mediocre, there isn't this huge intelligence that they're covering up.
Right.
Like there's no big deep well there. It's actually just quite mediocre. And we're just all used to it. There isn't something shocking behind it hidden. It's just
There is not.
it's
And
not there.
there's nobody pushing them or insisting or empowering them to go beyond the caricature
They don't
at
have
all.
to. They
Yeah,
don't
yeah, that's true.
have to.
They don't have to. They
They
don't
don't
have to.
have to. They're very comfortable in their existence. He got a book deal. They made it
Yep.
into a movie. He got to write the screenplay for Luca.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, where's the author of Poet X? Is she getting screen deals?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, we don't know. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, whose voices are we choosing to amplify in this? I mean, look
Yeah.
who our president is. So we don't.
Yeah.
And the
Vice president.
no, the goofy warmonger.
Oh, that guy.
We're the War Department. Oh, let's be the I can't even talk about it. I'm sorry.
Warrior ethos. Yay. Fucking
Right. Like,
fuck.
why wouldn't men think that that was perfectly okay to be just like that?
Honestly, and I've thought about this before, that I would be completely terrified to be a parent for a number of reasons, but it had always been from the perspective of, would my kid be safe, right? But now there's also the added layer of, would my kid be an asshole? Would my kid
Oh,
be
that's scary
would
as
my kid be a misogynistic uh
yeah,
fuck?
that's scary. That's beyond scary. That's
Yeah.
worse in some ways than would my kid be safe,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And we saw Andrew Tate and his world and how young men are being recruited or
Mhm.
not recruited, like
Groomed.
groomed into this lifestyle. Well, they're
Well, recruited is a good word. I mean,
well,
they're being indoctrinated.
they're
They're
doing the same thing with young women now with the
with Turning Point USA.
with yeah,
Thanks, Charlie Kirk.
with Turning Point
And
and
Erica Kirk, is that her name? The wife?
Tradwife.
Thanks. Yeah.
Tradwife. I guess would I want my kid to be safe or them to be kind of recruited into this? Like they're both bad.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
both bad.
Yeah. And I think about friends of mine who have sons.
I do too.
And some of them I know enough about their sons that I know that they're sweet kids, they're being raised well, you know, all the things. And I just wonder, what are those boys going to be like in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years?
There's
What
no way to know.
what sweet God, I hope it doesn't happen, but what is it that's going to happen to them, or what series of actions are going to happen to them and in their worlds and in their friend circles that are going to push them down one path or the other,
I mean,
toward one personality trait or the other.
well, the first thing that happens with boys is that through the grooming that happens in our school system is they're not allowed to have emotions. Cry baby, don't be a cry baby.
Well, and that
Suck it
starts
up.
at home too, because if their teachers are like, you know what, sweetie, it's okay. You can just feel what you're feeling. What is it? Tell me what you're feeling. And the little boy goes, well, I can't cry. Crying is for babies. That kid learned that shit at home.
Well, that's true. And there are some homes that are still parenting in those, in my opinion, old paradigm, old world, boys can't have emotions. But there are lots of parents that are taking their time to sit with their boys and say, tell me about it, honey. What's going on? And so who knows?
Yeah.
And who knows what makes a kid more susceptible to fall down that rabbit hole with someone like Andrew Tate, or young women with the trad mom stuff.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it must be a sense of, a sense of belonging. They want to belong to
Yeah.
some kind of group.
Well, and there's a slippery slope aspect to it too. Like, you and I have talked about this before, and you and Tiffany and I even talked about it offline, about how you think you're talking about one thing, you're in a group talking about like natural ways to garden, for say, and then
Oh,
the next thing you know, it's like this slippery slope, and people are talking about, well, you shouldn't vaccinate, and you're like,
oh,
wait, how did I get here?
it actually happened to me today. I saw this
Oh.
I saw this post. It's Cancer Month, and we all have the pink ribbons, breast cancer month or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was this post, and it said, instead of putting the pink ribbon on all these products, and it had like pink on M&Ms and pink on this drink and pink on some kind of potato chips or something, it said, why don't these products just get rid of their cancer causing ingredients? Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like repost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I read it further.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, this is really great post. And then I read it further, and it had a hashtag mom something group. So I clicked on the hashtag, and it took me, it wasn't Moms of Liberty, but it was something damn close to that.
Uh-huh.
So I clicked on it, and the next thing I know, I was in a rabbit hole of why RFK was doing the right thing by trying to bring health back to America. And I was like, okay, this one post I agree with, but you follow this group down the rabbit hole, and I don't know, like, I don't think that acetaminophen has caused autism in our kids. And I don't
No,
think,
it hasn't.
and I
It
don't
has
think,
not.
and I don't think vaccines have either, but
No.
I do think we should take cancer causing chemicals out of our food. So you
Yeah.
see how you're like on one thing, but then you slide down into this group that's pushing a whole nother agenda. So I had to go back and delete the post, because I was like, I'm not going to say that I stand for this group, but I do agree with them. Instead of the pink ribbons, let's just take that shit out of the food.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called pink washing. Kind of like the
Yes.
same idea with greenwashing,
Yes.
with, oh, we're, uh, you know,
Sustainable.
sustainable, and we do all these things, and we care for the planet, and blah, blah, blah. But then you look at the list and you're like,
Oh
y'all
yeah,
put
full
that
of,
shit in there? Like,
yes. Yep.
that's
Yep.
gonna
Yep.
make somebody grow, like a third nipple. The fuck? Why is that in there?
Exactly. But yeah, that rabbit hole is real. It happened to me today.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, don't read Me, Earl and the Dying Girl.
Yeah, well,
I was bringing it back around.
Yeah, or damn,
or read it.
If you do, please read it knowing that there is some problematic shit in there.
Some people loved it.
They did, and I don't understand those people. I really wish
they thought it was funny. They liked the humor of the book. It's clearly not our type of humor.
It is not.
I was bored with the book. I felt like I was sitting with a 12-year-old boy, and I was just like, this is just not any fun for me.
It was stupid.
It was stupid.
You know, it's a shame that I don't have any opinions and don't have the ability to voice them.
Thank God you do. Thank God you do. Yeah, like that's why even this book we wouldn't ban.
No, God, no. I wholeheartedly defend Jesse Andrews' ability and his right to write this drivel.
But I won't be reading it again.
I sure shit will not. But I also, by the same token, I fully support the publishing houses and publishing companies amplifying the voices of other writers who don't write like Jesse Andrews or write about topics in the way that Jesse Andrews does.
Yeah, hell, can we just skip to next year's writers? Or do we have to finish? What do we have? 2 books left?
We have 2 books left. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think the next 2 books I actually hold on. I think I'm excited about the next 2 books. Hold on. I don't even remember what the next 2 books are.
Fine. We'll read them. Fine.
Hold on. Let's see. I have to see what they are. Well, we talked about Almost Perfect. I think that's going to be an interesting one, or it has the potential to be interesting.
Yeah, don't they all?
Well, that's true. That's true. They do all have the potential to be interesting, but not everybody rises to their potential. Oh, the one for November, actually, which I think we're
December. We're
recording it in November, but it's going to come out in December. Dear Martin, that one that one
looks good.
I'm really excited about that one.
All right. All right, we'll stick to it. We'll finish out the year. We won't jump start 2026.
Well, yeah, but thank you, Jesus. We've got some better books for 2026.
Better books ahead.
And honestly, I mean, I do have to say, yes, there have been some of the books lately that I have not enjoyed. But although I won't get this time back.
It's gone.
It is gone. But I think I have to say that I'm glad that I had the experience of reading it and talking to you about it, because had we not done that, then we wouldn't have gotten to where we are now, and we wouldn't have had the realizations that we've had, even just in today's conversation, about the arc that you can have as a reader and as a person, even if you don't like a book or agree with it or anything. You can still experience some growth from reading a book that you didn't care for.
Totally.
Yeah.
Great conversation.
Absolutely.
Bye, Raquel.
Bye, Jennifer. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend.
Or you could leave us a comment and a 5-star review, or email us at madnesscafepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks, everybody.